We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on Achane, Miami Dolphins running back. He's probably the player I'm most excited to watch throughout the preseason. I loved him pre-draft. If you watch those videos, you know that. The ability that he showed as a receiver in this game I thought was really solid. As a runner, I'm going to definitely break down more of that in this video later on, but I think he looked solid there as well. He got north and south very quickly. He was very decisive. The blocking wasn't too great, so he didn't have the greatest numbers, but when he did have a little bit of space to work with, he just got downhill, made quick decisions, and showed great vision. But I think this is what he's going to make a living in this offense in his rookie year especially, as on these like angle routes, Texas route, whatever you want to call it, allowing him to just get one-on-one in space with linebackers actually allow him to utilize his speed, change of direction ability, and he just has a great understanding of how to run this route. You can see him widen, take this angle. 59, who's in man-to-man on him, has to work through all this trash. It just gets these guys in a very difficult position. He takes that wide angle, and then once he like sort of squares this guy up, he starts to hit that little foot fire. Boom, get to the inside. Very smooth transition. Very efficient with his feet there. I thought he looked the part for sure. You could definitely see the athleticism, the explosiveness pretty much on all his plays where he actually got a chance to get upfield. He was used as that receiving threat very often throughout the game. This was the one where he really got to run a route. The other ones were sort of, quick screen, getting him the ball quickly. And I love the toughness. Look how he takes this hit, too. This is another key part of this play. This is a 3rd and 7 situation. These are big plays in the NFL. The safety, full head of steam, catches him off guard. He hangs on to it. He plays way bigger than his size. I think he proved that in this game, especially on that hit. And then also, when he was running between the tackles, he would drop his shoulders, carry guys for, an extra yard or two. Very impressed with Achane throughout this game. Really excited to watch him this season. Super fun player, and I think he's really going to start breaking out some big plays very soon. I thought Achane looked pretty comfortable on both types of runs, on like zone runs or gap scheme runs, falling pullers. He just looks comfortable and natural in both situations. I thought he actually even looked better in the gap scheme runs. I know people probably thought he was more of like an outside zone runner. He obviously can hit those holes, but he does a great job of on this run here. I know it's only a 6-yard game, doesn't seem like anything too crazy, but just working off the back, they're running the power here behind the guard and the tight end. He does a great job pressing outside. He does a very good job with his footwork. Everything's super clean. We'll watch him on this play. He's, faking this counter here. He presses to the outside. He's working out the back of 89. Presses, allows this a block to develop. He's running with patience here. He's not just shooting up the field right away. He's patient, allows 89 to get engaged with his block. He keeps pressing to the outside, which gets this guy to overflow too. And then he, boom, quick feet into the ground, 2 feet, and he's upfield, instantly bursts, get north and south, doesn't waste any time. Once he allows this block to get set up, he just gets upfield. And I love how quickly he's able to hit these holes, burst, and then, brace for contact, not afraid to get some contact as well. When he's at this position, he knows once he's up here, there's a bunch of guys right in front of him. He's about to get hit here, this guy here. He knows he's not going to really make these guys miss from this situation, so he just drops his shoulder, fall forward, pick up the extra yard on the play. Love that's how he was playing throughout this one. Very physical, get downhill, pick up the first down. Probably my favorite run from him in this game. As I was saying, as a receiver in this game, just very good work. He gets a nice little work out into the flat. Nothing too impressive with the route, but I love just seeing him, be used as a check down option. If you get him this space, they do a good job here. These things, getting the flow to work this way, the 2 receivers this side of the field. This guy gets taken out of position. I mean, these are preseason guys, so the coverage itself doesn't matter too much. Like, people are going to be taken out of position. You just want to see the individual players, their skill sets, their athleticism, because those things don't change, depending on what competition you're going against. You're just looking at things here. He understands, get out of the flat, get your head around. He sees all the space, good awareness, and then nice catch the ball away from his frame right here with good hand technique. Very important. You want a guy who can catch with his hands, not just a body catcher, because a lot of running backs end up being body catchers. And then you just want to see the burst and speed on display to get upfield. Very, very nice 19-yard pickup. He's going to be used a lot like that throughout the season. That's what sort of these preseason games are for, just to see, you get a little taste of how these players will be used and what they're capable of, especially the younger guys. And that's really what I've been looking forward to throughout this preseason. Here we to see Achane, this time on some outside zone. Really good read. Boom, footwork, get upfield, good vision, and then drop those shoulders, fight for extra yards. Love the toughness on this play. Really like this play. It's another 5-yard-ish gain. Nothing too crazy here, but it's nice to see that he's able to do this in between the tackles. They're doing, weak side, outside zone here. He's reading end man of the line of scrimmage. He sees end man here, has outside leverage, so he squirts back down to this defensive tackle. This guy's creating penetration up the middle. He's reading this. He sticks that foot in the ground and then feels the flow of this play, hits off the back of this block, but he doesn't just completely hit the cutback lane. He gets back on the back of his blockers here, meets the safety in the hole. He's even a little bit off balance as he's meeting him, and he's still able to stay on his feet a little bit, fight for extra yards, put his hand down, pick up an extra yard than he needed to. Love the toughness. One of the biggest knocks on him coming out of college was his size. Can he run between the tackle? Can he take a workload? And I think, he's showing that he's definitely has the capability in this preseason game. Just want to show at least one of the screens where he was used on, just getting him involved on the outside. Really just good blocking by Freddie Swain out there, taking out two guys completely, but just another usage thing where Achane can be involved on the outside. I liked how they used him and Ezukanma in this area. Those are the guys that on this team that can really benefit with the yards after catch. It's something the Dolphins, you would think with Hill and Waddle, it would have been like one of the Dolphins' biggest strengths last season offensively, but it really wasn't. Like, Hill and Waddle were huge vertical threats, and just how they were used, it kind of limited their yak opportunities. So you really need some guys like Achane, Barrios, Ezukanma, like I was saying. Those guys are going to be given a lot of space underneath, and they're going to be the guys that I think take advantage of the yak opportunities this year. Hill and Waddle will get their opportunities from time to time just because they're amazing athletes. They're amazing with the ball in their hands. But Achane, getting him the ball quickly and just getting upfield. He sees all this space, doesn't have to do anything too crazy. Just nice. I just like to see that he was decisive, not wasting any time, using his speed to his advantage. And then good contact balance here too, and power at the point of the attack. The safety, they meet each other at full speed, and he kind of bounces off of it. He loses balance a little bit there at the end once he's out of bounds, but it's nice to see that he's at least dropping, his pads, running into people, not afraid to take those hits and deliver it out as well. Some of these runs, like his 3, 4, 5 yard runs, it just really looked like he was about to break it. Like he saw the hole, hit it, and then just barely got caught up by the D lineman, but he's ready to break these free. He sees them, he falls off the back of his blocks, he knows exactly where he's supposed to be, and he's hitting it with the burst and just gets caught up just enough. If he hits this out, he has a chance to meet this one-on-one with the safety with a decent amount of space to work with. So really like this Achane decisiveness. Only a 4-yard gain, but it's decisive, and he's able to, carry Isaiah Wynn pulling through here. He's just G lead right here with the fullback as well, and he sees the hole open up. He's going to work off the back of 77, and he is usually works straight off the back of 77, but he sees it very quickly. This hole open up, so nice awareness as well, vision, and then he shoots through, and he just gets, I think if one guy hits him, he does a good job of just getting through his hole, but he kind of gets hit on both sides by both defensive tackles, and that slows him down just enough, but he's still able to fight through those arm tackles of defensive tackles, 2 at the same time, to still pick up an extra 2-ish yards after contact. So it's nice to see that physical side of the game brought out of him. Last play that I'm going to break down for Achane, as I was saying, he looked very comfortable just on these gap scheme runs, just working off the back of pullers, getting him involved in counter and power. I think it's something he's very comfortable with. I know people thought him more of a zone runner, but every time I saw him at Texas A&M running on those, behind pullers, he looked very comfortable waiting for these to be set up. This, we get the counter here action, and he's just, boom, hitting this hole off the back of his lineman and then falling forward. Would like to see him break one of these eventually, but it's still early in his career. He's only had a handful of carries. It's just nice to see that decisiveness to get north and south. A lot of rookie guys end up just wasting time. This is what coaches want to see. I know it's not a crazy play, but this is what they want to see early on. A veteran mindset just to get downhill. And you can just see the explosiveness, like the footwork. Boom, once he sticks that foot on the ground, he really gets up field fast. And once he makes contact with the linebacker right here, about on this yard line, he carries him to pick up an extra 3-ish yards after contact as well, falling forward. Love that he was falling forward constantly throughout this game, and his vision was pretty good. I don't remember going through his film. I don't think he really made any wrong reads on his runs. There was some where he lost yards, but it was just instant penetration, and there was nothing he could really do. But I remember his reads being pretty good throughout the game on zone and gap scheme runs. So enjoyed what I saw out of Achane. Can't wait to see him, get more of a chance on these running plays with a little bit better blocking in front of him. And I think, that will come more in the season, and he'll probably get, some more opportunities throughout the preseason as well. Really excited for that. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get next time. Peace.